Have you ever wondered how one of the most successful companies on the planet can be completely, utterly stuck? We are talking about the ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok. And this is the incredible story of how it walked into a multi-billion-dollar trap with, well, no obviously way out. To really get the scale of this problem, you got to start with this number, $300 billion. That's a private valuation of ByteDance, and some estimate put it even higher, like 400 billion. I mean, it is a staggering figure for a company that seems unstoppable, right? But here's the catch, that value is almost entirely theoretical, and that brings us to this central puzzle. With that kind of valuation, why can't ByteDance just go public? You know, launch an IPO and give its early investors that emancipated they have been waited for. Well, the answer is fascinating story about tech geopolitics and a very clear loophole. Alright, so before we can understand how ByteDance got trapped, we have to understand where all its incredible power comes from. And it didn't start with TikTok. No, it started with one founder, Zhang Yemin, and powerful algorithm that fueled all of his early hits. First came a meme sharing app, and then widely popular news platform called Toutiao. In 2016, they launched Douyin in China, which you would probably recognize as the first version of TikTok. A year later, it went global, merged with US app Musically, and just uploaded in popularity. By 2020, it was the most downloaded app on earth. But here is the thing, the success was never really about any single app. The secret weapon, the company's absolute crown jewel, was the incredibly sophisticated recommendation algorithm powering all of them. That was a real product, and it is what would eventually cause all the trouble. So, just as ByteDance reached the peak of its global power, it flew directly into a geopolitical storms. For years, tensions has been brewing between the US and China, and TikTok was about to get caught right in the middle. The US government became deeply suspicious of TikTok, and the concerns were really specific. Could the data of millions of Americans be sent back to China? Could the Chinese government censor content on the platform? Maybe scrubbing topics like Tiananmen Square, or even worse, could the powerful algorithm be used to push propaganda? And this is the impossible trap by Dance Cotton. On one side, US lawmakers gave them an ultimatum, either sell TikTok's US operation to an American company or face the total ban. But on the other side, just as that pressure was mounting, Beijing made a move. They added recommendation algorithm to their export control list, effectively saying, hey, you can't sell your most valuable technology without our permission. So the company was completely paralyzed. The US demanded a sale, and the China made selling the full technology illegal. Complete and total deadlock. So what does a company worth hundreds of billions of dollars do when it can't sell its famous asset and can't go public? Well, this is where the story takes a really fascinating turn, because it turns out the way most of us think about TikTok's importance to ByteDance might be completely wrong. Let me ask you a question. In 2024, ByteDance revenue was a massive $155 billion. What percentage of that do you think came from the global TikTok app? 70%? Maybe 80%? The answer is pretty shocking. Get this, TikTok, the app we all know that taken over the world, accounts for only about 25% of ByteDance total revenue. The vast majority, a staggering 75%, still come from the Chinese domestic apps like Douyin and the news app Taotiu. But here is the real kicker, it isn't even profitable. While it is a growing super fast, The global app actually loses billions of dollars every single year. And this one fact changes everything. This financial reality is exactly why ByteDance made a statement that stunned a lot of people. They would rather shut down TikTok in the US than sell it. I mean, from their perspective, why would they fight to sell a money losing asset? If it meant giving up their core technological secret, the math just doesn't add up. So, with the public IPO of the table and sell pretty much impossible, ByteDance had to get creative. They couldn't use the front door to pay their investors, so they just decided to build their own. They invented what you could call a DIY IPO. Instead of selling shares to the public on the stock market, they decided to create their own private market just for their employees and their existing investors. And the way it works is surprisingly simple. Twice a year, like clockwork, ByteDance offers to buy back its own shares from the employees and investors at a set price. This gives everyone a predictable, regular opportunity to cash out. Now it's not the explosive payday of a massive IPO, but it provides something just as valuable, a reliable exit. So in the end, by just accepting that could public IPO was impossible, ByteDance engineered this really clever solution. This move proved the investors that the company is profitable and that is confident and that it has a plan to deliver returns. Even if the most famous app gets shut down tomorrow, ByteDance found its financial escape hatch from the geopolitical trap. But this whole saga leaves us with a much bigger question for the future. With a separate app for China, potentially a new stand-alone app for the US, and a third for the reset of the world. What happens when global internet starts to fracture and we end up with a three different TikToks? That's a story that's still being written.